It's unfortunate, though. It seems as though her mother has really grinded out of her any real sense of humor, any sense of fun. Though she does have a sense of humor. Because her and Alistair, even though she jokes with him and puts him down, I think, um, she has a sense of humor. It's just a bit biting. Alright, so let's go. Alright.
Bad dreams, huh?
Yeah, it seems so real.
Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
So why didn't Duncan tell everyone that?
He did. He said he felt the Archdemon's presence. Everyone just assumed he was guessing.
Guessing?
It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me, too.
Okay. Thank you, Alistair. I appreciate that.
That's what I'm here for. To deliver unpleasant news and witty one-liners. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Not yet. Okay, enchantment. Enchantment. Whoa. Oh, whoa. King's Confidant. Huh? Yeah, King's Confidant. Party camp enchantment. Okay, what was that? Talk to the dwarves. Odin and Sandal, two dwarves from outside of Lothering, seem to have pulled their wagon to the outskirts of the camp. Okay, should talk to them both to see what services they can offer. Fantastic. Now, alright, so let's go. We've got a bunch of people to talk to. Oh. Let's talk to these guys first. Then we'll talk to...
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer.
Oh, okay.
Bodon Fennick, at your service, once again. I saw your camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last time we met.
Absolutely.
And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
Yeah. Have you been following? What are you selling exactly?
Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality.
Dwarven.
No cheap trinkets here. And my boy Sandal happens to be a bit of a hand with enchantments. Oh, yes. Sadly, it also makes us a target for bandits and the like.
Right.
If there were spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Just mind yourselves. Yeah, you're free to say it, mind yourself.
Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my
man.
boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Enchantments. I don't think I have any blades that will take an enchantment. I do have a rune. Okay. Let's talk to his son. Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments.
Gifted.
One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
Okay, what enchantments do you do, Sandal?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
Okay. Well, let's see what enchantments.
Enchantment!
Okay, so we have 2 blades that will take an enchantment. Oh. Okay. And let's go ahead and put a lightning rune on this. How much is it going to cost me? Okay, so. Oh, okay, hold on a second.
Enchantment?
Please.
Enchantment!
Okay, so. Oh, beautiful. Okay, wonderful. Okay, did that happen, or maybe that didn't happen? Who's carrying Oathkeeper anyway? Oh, it is enchanted. Okay, let's see what other,
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
We're glad to have you. Okay, so what's your story exactly, sir?
Well, if you're really interested, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
But why did you leave?
One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse.
What?
She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
Okay. So what happened then?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me.
Sir.
The lost tigers. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
I see. Alright. Better to do something with them than leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces.
Theft.
I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out.
Sure.
Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
Alright. Fascinating story. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
Yes. Have you heard any rumors?
There's talk that King Kaelin was cheating on the Queen and she found out about it. That's why Tyrn Logain abandoned Kaelin at Ostagar. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Okay, so what else have you heard?
I'm hearing many tales of corpses clawing out of their graves.
Huh?
All over. Not just people either. Animals too.
Really?
Just yesterday, a farmer told me about the kitten his daughter had buried behind his barn. Little thing came back to life and crawled up, mewling as loud as you please. His daughter was delighted, at least until it just about chewed her finger off. Strange days, I tell you. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of stories of bands of darkspawn roaming the countryside
believe
far north
that.
of the Kokori wilds. They just seem to appear out of nowhere and disappear just as fast. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Yeah, they're coming this way. Yeah, they're north of Kokaris. Alright, what else have you heard?
Habron, daughter of the Earl of Southreach,
Southreach?
has spent an exorbitant amount of her father's coin buying puppies. No one knows what happens to the puppies, and she buys a new one every week. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
How the hell is she doing that? Anything else?
People are disappearing all over the country. Folks on the road say they are seeing wagons abandoned, belongings left in the middle of the road with no one to be seen anywhere. Remote farmholds are left empty. Horses left without riders.
Right.
And no corpses to be found. The darkspawn are taking them. There's no other explanation.
I agree.
That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Okay, what else have you heard?
I heard a strange rumor the other day. King Kalen was not really Merrick's son, you see. Merrick's real son is hidden in the bowels of Denerim's palace and has been since he was born.
What?
I suppose they feed him cakes all day to keep him content.
Cake?
Maybe he's simple. Or a mage. Merrick's real son, a mage. Can you imagine? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
What else have you heard?
I don't know what to tell you. Nothing I can think of at the moment.
Okay, well, that was educational. Persuasive. Great. Okay. Okay, so we've gotten some pretty good information.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Okay. So where do you get your goods from?
Look, we don't rob people, all right?
Obviously.
We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the lost tigers, what good did they do lying there? I
Okay.
brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
Oh, okay, so...
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things.
You
I
don't
take them
save
away
them.
so the Darkspawn don't get them.
Well.
Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
Well, I suppose it's better than having the Darkspawn take it all.
That's what I tell myself, too.
Right.
Ah, these are dark times
Yeah,
indeed.
they are dark.
Dark times, my friend.
Okay, alright. You didn't mention your son in any of your tales.
Ah, yes.
Noticed that, huh?
I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's
You're
true.
married to a fine
She'd
woman?
give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. It may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Oh, blood isn't all that important.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes.
Yes, it does.
He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it at least.
Right. He might be lyrium addled, like you said. That's probably the case. Alright, let's see what you got.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay, so he sells high quality goods. Look at that. Alright. Let's dig into Bowden's wares. Of course. No crafting ages. He's used them all up. You sucker. Okay, well, we'll be right back. No, actually, while we're perusing his goods the first time, let's go. Final reason. A staff. Oh, wow. I'd love to purchase that. Oh, God, you're killing me, Bowden. Honestly, you're killing me, man. These staffs would be so beautiful for our dear friend Morrigan. We are friends, right? But they're just too bloody expensive, man. Yeah, I'd love to get this staff. Is that really a discount, man? I can't afford it, man. I cannot afford it. But I could if I sold this blood. But this is a unique item. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll be right back. We'll see what we can do. Actually, let me first kind of show off who he's selling. He's got these serious items. Now, Conspirator's Foil. Plus 20 mental resistance. 5 gold. Proving Helm. Plus 1. That's a nice helm. Yeah, he's got some nice stuff, man. And I'm sure he has his boy enchanting him. You know, these things are precious items. The Blood Dragon. He's got the Blood Dragon helmet. Oh, that's part of the set. He's got that. He's got the gauntlets. And he has the boots. Wow. Okay, so we have to keep him as our friend. Because I want that set. Okay, yeah, if we sold him that set, he could sell that set for like 100 gold pieces. I'd love to get that in on that plate. So he has these. So we're going to kind of peruse his selection. Okay, I need some belts. Yeah, I need some bloody dwarven belts. That's too range. This could be useful. Might buy this. We got a lot of pendants already. Oh, spell ward. That's resistance. I need something that will provide magic. Fiery damage and that. Okay, so we'll be right back. Oh, he has tomes. Look at these. He's got runes. He's got nice loot. Oh, I could give that to, oh. Yes, we will. A stick. Why would I give somebody a stick? A stick? Grey Warden? Oh, okay, that's for Alistair. King Merrick's shield. Oh, please, dude. Just like thinking can't. Beard flask. A pet rock. A pet rock? Really? Conari prayer for this. Then, an amulet of memories. Oh man. Some Tevan brandy. Something for. Oh no. Okay. Greens of Ferelden. Something. Another for our bard. Some ugly boots. Oh, Legion mask. You love that. Chanted light. That's something for her. The butterfly. Another one. Some more. Alright, so we're going to have to get some things for Morrigan as well as Leliana, because there's a lot of things for Leliana. Okay, 1 second. We'll be right back. Okay, so let's talk to, let's go to the merchant.
You're a hard man to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the coins? Levy the trader?
Iliar, I never heard of you. Duncan never mentioned you.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more.
Yeah.
A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
What? How do you know Duncan?
It's a bit of a tale, that is. But I'm the one who brought the Grey Wardens back to Ferelden.
What do you mean
Well,
brought
I
'em
was
back?
one of the ones. There were a lot of us. Maker's breath, I'm a bit nervous. Honoured to be here, really.
Go ahead and tell your tale.
After King Marek freed us from the Orlesians, the Grey Wardens begged the King's permission to come into Ferelden, some sort of internal business. Me and a mess of other Warden sympathisers spoke on behalf of your order. Tan Loghain was very much against letting Orlesian Wardens in the kingdom. But Marek, Andraste, bless him, was a fair-minded monarch and he let them in.
Go on, I'm listening.
So that's why I was there when the Wardens and their leader, Genevieve, presented herself to the King. The first Wardens in Ferelden in over a century. Proudest day of my life, that was. Duncan was a bit of a scamp back then. We were of an age and struck up a friendship. The King himself went with the Wardens on their mysterious business. When he returned, he rescinded King Ardland's decree, and the Wardens came back to Ferelden for good.
So why were the Grey Wardens cast out in the first place?
People say it's because the Wardens have become terribly unpopular. Just soaking up tires and not doing a bleeding thing for the kingdom. I say that's bollocks, as recent events have shown.
That's still not an answer. So King Marek rescinded the decree just like that?
Marek was a bit of a visionary. A powerful mind, that one. In his travels with the Wardens,
Powerful mind?
he must have seen how important their cause was, and been moved by it.
I doubt that's the full story.
There was some talk at court that he did it to improve relations with Orzammar. That might have factored into it, but make no mistake. King Marek was a giant among men.
A what? Well, that's not what I've read. So what promise did... Well, thank you for your part in bringing the Wardens back.
Oh, your stomach's all aflutter. You're welcome.
So what promise did Duncan make to you?
Well, as you know, my family's name is mud around noble circles. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arland banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
Wow. And what happened next? That's a bit drastic.
And
wasn't
then
it?
some. Not much is known about that time. After King Arland died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one. And our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride.
Well, I'm surprised you kept your name.
Our family's only crime was guarding the kingdom against the blight. We're not ashamed of that.
So what favor did you ask of Duncan?
I asked for the truth. My family reveres Sophia Dryden. We know she died at the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak. We want evidence to clear her name. It won't restore our land or our titles, but it'll restore our honor.
Can you just go there yourself?
Well, no one's been to Soldier's Peak since Arland's days. At least none that's come back. I spent years mapping the maze of tunnels to the peak, and I found the way a few years back. So I went to Duncan, I did, and I said that he could reclaim the old base and my family could have its honour.
So why didn't Duncan help you with it?
Darkspawn surfaced in southern Ferelden, and Duncan got plenty busy recruiting new wardens and meeting with good King Cailan. Duncan said he would help after the Battle of Ostergar. Said there might be useful things at the peak, but he never had the chance.
Okay, so how will reclaiming the peak help the Wardens?
Soldier's Peak is strategic and symbolic importance. Duncan said that it would be worth it right there. He also hoped to recover lost Warden history and perhaps a few old relics. No one knows what's up there now.
Okay, so what do you need from me exactly?
I can pick my way through the tunnels at the base of Soldier's Peak, but the place, well, they say it's haunted.
Haunted?
And it'll be dangerous for certain.
Haunted with what?
Will you think on it at least?
Yes, yeah, your family's faith will be rewarded. We'll help you.
1,000 blessings upon you, Warden.
Just can't do
I'll
it
mark
now.
down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
Right, we can't do that right now. Okay, so the history of the Dryden, Sophia Dryden. Alright. History of the Drydens. In the years following the siege of Soldier's Peak, all those who carried the Dryden name were hunted by King Arlen's forces. Our noble Dryden name was smeared in all lands, and holdings belonging to the Drydens were seized by the crown. King feared that the rebellion started by Sophia would be kept alive by her loyal friends and family, and anyone with connection to the Dryden suffered greatly. It is little wonder then that the few remaining Drydens found themselves with no allies, nowhere to turn. Tobin Dryden, Sophia's brother and guardian of her young son, had no choice but to flee from Ferelden. Right. Tobin purchased passage to Antiva. Traveled under the name Drosher. Once in Antiva, Tobin set about building a new quiet life for himself and his nephew. He started a small business and eventually made a name for himself as a trader. The Drosser families, merchant families prospered, and the name Dryden was almost forgotten. However, in 815 Blessed, Sylvia Drosser uncovered old documents belonging to Tobin and pieced together the family's history. In her pride, perhaps her naivete, Sylvia reclaimed the name Dryden and returned to Ferelden. King Arlen lies dead, and the Dryden name lives on. Our family has survived, even thrived, since the death of Sophia Dryden. The nobles of Ferelden may still spit on the Dryden name, but we Drydens know that Sophia Dryden was greater than them, almost a queen and a hero of Ferelden. The personal files of Levi Dryden. Excuse me. Arl Eamon Gearing fell ill with a mysterious condition that even magic can't treat. LELIANA, she joined Alice for myself, sister that she would prove useful. Late sister Chantry. Right. She also claims to have been sent to fight the Darkspawn by the Maker himself. Okay. Van Tagen, we need to find this guy. Oh, he's the younger brother of Arl Eamon of Redcliffe, uncle to King Caelan. Okay. Taking holds the Banor of Rainister, tiny province of Redcliffe, squeezed between the Frostback Mountains and Lake Callahan. Really? Tiny? The whole area is pretty large. Ban Tegan avoids the Daenerys court, except to go hunting with his nephew, and really makes himself heard at the Lanceby, preferring to leave politics to his brother. Sophia. Okay. Sophia Dryden is Ferelden's light and her most brilliant gem. That's, of course, from the personal files of Levi Dryden. Alessa Sophia Dryden was the young Arlen's rival for the throne of Ferelden. Dryden was a strong and charismatic leader with much support from the Banor. When Arlen finally won the crown, Dryden refused to relent. She pushed her claim, was caught and accused of treason. Her sympathizers continued to support her, however. In order to appease them, Dryden was spared execution, forced to join the Grey Wardens instead. Dryden survived the joining and dazzled the Grey Wardens at Soldier's Peak. With her leadership, skill, and charm, she eventually rose through the ranks, becoming the Warden Commander of Ferelden. Before Commander of Dryden, Grey Wardens were seen as a relic of an older time and an unnecessary drain on the nobles' coffers. Dryden, though, with her political connections, reinvigorated the Wardens. Wardens got them more money, and rapidly increased their numbers. In the meantime, King Arlen proved himself a devious king, who wanted to go to brutal lengths to silence his opponents. Arlen's reign of terror grew worse with each passing year, and some of the Banner approached Commander Dryden in desperation, begging her to intercede. She agreed. Thus was the rebellion against King Arlen born. Arlen learned the rebellion, took steps to end it. He publicly suspended all tithing to the Grey Wardens, and declared that they were no longer welcome in Ferelden. Some of the Wardens, mindful that they were supposed to remain politically neutral, felt disgraced by Dryden's involvement in Ferelden politics, and left her side even as King's forces laid siege to Soldier's Peak. Siege took months and ended with the death of Alessa Sophia Dryden, Warden Commander of the Grey Wardens. Excuse me. From the personal files of Levi Dryden, merchant. Okay. Now, that's something we'll have to see to later. Very much later, see to it. Alright, so I want to go talk to LELIANA. Hello, LELIANA.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
What would someone like you be doing in the Lothering's chantry?
What is meant by someone like me?
You know, someone beautiful, charming, like yourself.
And there were no beautiful, charming women in the cloisters, you think? You would be wrong. There were many lovely young initiates in the Lothering cloister, all of them chaste and virtuous. It added to their mystique, because then they were forbidden, and forbidden fruit is the sweeter, no?
What about your fruit? Is it forbidden?
My fruit? Well, it is not technically forbidden, but it's not freely given either. Not everyone gets a bite. I can't believe I'm having this conversation. But no, I did not take vows. The chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
Oh, okay. Okay. What did you do before that?
I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course.
Oh, sure.
Let's move on.
Why do I get the feeling she's not telling me something? Oh, man. It's women. Okay, so I want to give her a gift. Characters. Alright. Damn, I should have been a little bit more smooth about that. Can't hit her like that. There's more to Liliana than had been apparent at Lothering. However, she spent much of her life as a bard in Olay, a minstrel, assassin, and a spy employed by the nobles of Val Royale. And they're clever games. Let me see if I can give her a gift.
Yes? Something you need?
Oh, I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Can I give, why did you decide to come to Ferelden?
My mother was from Denerim,
Oh.
and I consider myself a Ferelden. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais and did not set foot in Ferelden till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
Okay. Okay, so what happened to... Let's see here. Okay, was she not happy in her life?
She wasn't unhappy. We had a good life, and she liked Orlais well enough. I loved it, though. Val Royale was so vibrant, colorful. Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecily let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecily than my mother.
Oh, okay. Do you remember nothing of your mother?
Strangely, the only thing I really remember of Mother was her scent. She kept dried flowers in her closet amongst her clothes. Small white Ferelden wildflowers with a sweet fragrance. Mother called them Andrastis Grace. They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
Okay. I'm going to have to look for some flowers. Alright.
If there's anything I can do for you, please, please tell me.
Let me see your
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Right. Let's see. So she likes flowers. I haven't been able to give her any gifts, though. Yeah, we'll have to get this too. Okay. She does like ugly shoes. So I didn't see any, actually, let's go see Margaret. Hey.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to discuss something personal.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Okay. We'll skip that. I really don't want to ask that question.
What do you wish of me?
That's just very rude. I'd like to ask you about
If
something
you must.
else. Okay. Can you... Okay, I already asked that question. Have you been hunted by the Chancery?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
You're cute when you're evasive.
Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say, that the fun was to begin once more.
Okay. Fun? You found it fun?
I found the game fun. I was too young to understand the truth behind what was
Right.
happening. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Flemeth, you just bait?
It was a game, and I, a young
not a
girl.
game.
If I didn't get to play, I would have been very upset. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Okay. I got what they deserved.
Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates. And apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
I agree. I agree completely.
Oh? I hope you are not simply being agreeable. It would be a refreshing change. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Simply being agreeable. It would be a refreshing change.